Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Against the Storm. And we also have Conrade down there in the bottom left doing some 3D modeling art. And we are using the TF Talk keys today because they're fun. We are currently talking about Greaves, a simple gnomish merchant NPC that appears in all of our tabletop campaigns. Um, and kind of discussing a few things kind of philosophically regarding that. So, Greaves will help out the evil side. He will also help out the good side. It all depends on the balance of the world. And yes, you are right that their evil does tend to cannibalize itself. You're right that there are times where good will go far enough to ensure that evil does not return. But a lot of the time, that's not generally the case. There's exceptions to every rule.
Yep.
Yeah.
But those are exceptions.
I mean, I think, like, well, I mainly mention it because, like, since you said, like, evil always goes further than good, I just think it particularly depends on the brand of good and evil you're talking and, like, how you vaguely look at them. Because most of the time, like, the fantasy story, right? You probably would be correct that, honestly, sometimes, like, the good aligned characters are kind of usually made a little stupider than they probably should be. But a lot of times, I think one of the things that hits harder is that one bad actor, one bad person can cause a lot more damage than one good person can do good most of the time. The problem is that when you start to try to get bad actors or evil people to work together, they kind of don't really do that. They end up like imploding. So like that's kind of why like even on most of the time like whenever you look at like evil in stories, it either implodes or it's just not able to really scale well. And sure, you can have those like, oh, they were on the brink of conquering the known world. They only needed one this time. Hi, Mario. Welcome back.
How you feeling, Mario?
A little better. I'm so sorry this keeps happening.
It's okay. You have nothing to apologize for.
You're the priority. The game can wait another day. The Maddie needs to feel better. Squinch the panda.
I've got to do something about how hot it gets in my room, because this is ridiculous.
Can you put in a window unit?
I can recommend a good fan that is quiet and such.
Well, see, I should go ahead and stop my stream as well. Thank you so much for watching. Let's raid out to the person I'm gonna raid out to. No surprises here. I have a fan, but like above a certain temperature, even a fan is ineffective. And like when I say it's 10 degrees hotter in my room than anywhere else in the house, and that's when nothing is running, like that's it gets unbearable to stream in here. It's part of the reason I didn't try streaming the campaigns before.
Rank up, hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Thank you for the raid, Maddie.
Hey, thank you to the one person who was still in the chat for participating. Oh man.
And close the raid tab.
Yeah, and I know you guys worry about me, but as a storyteller, I feel I have an obligation to be more reliable than I have been, and it just tears me up that this keeps happening.
I mean, I'd say basically like it's probably a good idea to look into like more long-term solutions to avoid it not happening. But all I'd say is that like it's okay if you like need time or if things, because like at least to me, it kind of goes like, yeah, you're putting in the work, you're running the campaign. If you don't feel well or if something happens, it's fine if you can't run. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game I really enjoy, but it is just a game.
Oh, and
Real quick,
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
am going to do a vote. I would like Group 2. They come with some particular resources and have more people, but as always, up to all of you.
And I am going to stream Kingdom Hearts 2.
oh, careful with that one.
You said vote
Kingdom
two?
Hearts 2.
One.
Group 2.
Oh. Um. So there was a moment, in the campaign just now, and I just want to see if I'm doing an okay job at concealing. Somebody asked me to be like insanely descriptive for the scene we were in, and I think I audibly went, "Oh shit!" But then I felt like I was being very, very slow and lethargic about each individual detail I was bringing up. Did
Oh, no,
that
that's
come
fine.
through as bad as it sounded on my end?
You're kind of supposed to be like that when they play that card.
Okay.
You did well.
Because, like, even in terms of improvising details, I felt like I was being very slow because I was just battling my throat and my stomach the whole time. And I just wanted to know if you guys could tell, or if I was able to kind of play it off.
And for that card redeeming description in particular, it seemed fine to me. You did seem a little like out of it, but I kind of thought it had more to do with like Zim teasing you earlier. I mean, what?
Goofy butt. If you have central AC, one thing that can be done is a remote thermostat and a zone control system. Of course, even that is kind of expensive, but it might be less than a mini split or a window unit. I don't know. We tried this like humidifier fan thing that would basically just blow mist into the air. And it worked. It was super cold, but I was afraid to have electronics in the same room as that thing.
Yeah.
So I shut that down. And I thought, okay, well, what about having my door open and allowing better airflow? Well, now that I have a puppy and other animals, in addition to housemates, that's not a great solution either. So, I don't know. Maybe the Red Panda invests in a pair of boxers, and those are the streaming boxers from now on.
Oh my god.
Oh
Credit where it's due, Zim. Thank you for remembering what I said about asking me to take off my beanie if I complain about feeling weird.
Of course.
Because that helped a lot, at least in the moment. But yeah.
Interesting, Maddie, because my room has the opposite problem yours does, where it's 10 degrees colder than the rest of the house.
Would you
So
like to
I
swap rooms?
I know, right? That is
So
the
what?
ideal. You can put on more clothes or wrap yourself in a blanket. It's why I prefer cold climates. You can do things to make yourself warm. But there's only so much that you can do to cool off.
Mm-hmm.
As my classmates put it, you can beat cold.
Yes.
Problem to me isn't heat, it's humidity. That's what kills.
Yeah.
When it's like too dry, I just die. These
Laughs.
humidity's like, alright.
Laughs in
So,
Great Lakes.
I'm going to leave this particular choice up to you guys in the chat. I can't decide if I want the rain mill or the ranch. Either would be useful. So I'll let you guys decide. And of
So
course,
since
this
you
is
can't
when you
decide,
guys...
you get neither.
Yeah, I was totally expecting you guys to just vote for the other two.
Ridiculous. God, man. I'm so mad.
Hmm?
I'm sorry. I just
You're
had
good. You're good.
so many plans
You
for this
have
session.
nothing to apologize for. As a matter of fact, repeat that.
You have nothing to apologize for.
Well, you know.
Lamau.
You know what
Well,
I
you
mean.
know. You know what I mean.
I see somebody's being bratty.
I see someone's being bratty.
And a sass. Red
And a
Panda
sass.
sass.
Lazy's got some work to do when he gets to FWA.
Maybe we'll have to try and find a nice gag for him.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Key.
Hey, Key.
Hello.
Hi, Key.
Hi, Key.
Hello.
Now, the others that were hanging out down there, Viv, Ari, you guys are welcome to come join as well.
Oh, I dropped by simply for one reason.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Hi,
you
Key.
didn't want to hang out?
No, he didn't.
Well,
He's a meanie
I
like
would
that.
like to, but it's late and I am making dinner. Speaking of,
So-
I need to turn over dinner in the oven before I deal with Maddie.
Deal with Maddie. I don't like that.
Ooh, the suspense.
So, is next session going to be the line part 2?
That's what I'm planning on, unless you want me to do a different title.
No, because this is why I'd never named my sessions in advance. The line very specifically refers to what I had planned towards the end of the session, but but we didn't get there.
We can just do the line part 2. It's fine.
Yeah, that's
The line
fine.
continued.
That said, if we find time that I can like make it up to you guys and do like a short.
The line part 2. The back of the line.
Well,
if we find time, we could do like a short little 2-hour wrapping up of that session. That way, the next session doesn't have to be more of the line, you know.
Well, like, we're gonna have to have 2 separate recordings anyways.
That's true. Or you can send me the one we just did. I'll hold on to that one. And then after we do the line part 2, I can edit them together for your upload. Make it feel more natural like.
I'd rather just do the 2 separate,
Okay.
honestly.
I will be right back. Okay,
All right.
that has been
Now that we've
fixed.
cooled down a bit, I'm gonna close the door.
Matteo, do you guys own the house?
We do.
Maybe you could look into, they have vents for doors. You could look
Ooh.
into
Oh, yeah.
cutting out a portion of the door and put a vent into the door itself.
My bedroom has one of
That's-
those.
That's really good, but there's one problem.
What?
And it comes back to the sound issue.
Because the sound will leak through their vent.
Yeah. I mean, I trust my particular noise canceling settings to handle most of it, but the sound of a dog barking would be a little more frequent, I think.
So?
So, I haven't shown my puppy on stream in a while. People forget she exists.
And you could show them more.
If it helps. I don't know how it works, but I was told that there is like material that can be put in air vents to basically soundproof them. I know nothing about it. All I know is that it probably exists.
I don't really
Friend
think it
moan
matters
incoming.
that much. I mean, NJ has barking dogs all the time.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
we call them the neighbors.
You know,
Yep.
Gib Gab,
Hmm?
I'm surprised you know anything about anything that would silence your voice.
All right,
Ooh.
I was waiting, but
I
you're getting
command
it.
pure chaos! Kinda.
Jibe Gab has turned he into a Prinplup. They can only talk like that Pokemon for 2 minutes.
Oh, dude, that.
Prince?
Oh, Zim, that thing you sent me. That fucking rules.
Oh, the fan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're past 15, right?
We are now. We weren't earlier when you said shit, but, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what, you just weren't going to give me a hard time about that one?
No, I wasn't.
You always do. It's our thing.
You're also sick. I care
Brother.
more about your well-being than I do about giving you a hard time on things.
Brother. Brother.
But,
I saved you 10 key, he broke. You don't need to do it.
yeah, I actually
don't-
picked up 2 of those fans. I've got one next to my desk. Well, actually, it's a little ways away from my desk, mostly because of space. But, like, it's on right now. I don't think you guys can hear it.
Nope.
Prinplup.
I got another one next to my bed. I like these fans. And that was a lot of searching with them. Literally, I went through 5 or 6 different tower fans that I returned because they were just noisy.
Can you send me a link to, actually? I'd be kind of interested.
Sure thing. Actually, what I should do is get my Amazon affiliate link.
Yeah. I was about to say, I keep forgetting to ask you whenever I buy things, and I was like, hey, this is one time. Hit me with
Yeah,
it.
if any of you want something from Amazon, just send the link to me, and I will absolutely return an affiliate link for you. And, you know, you can help out the channel a little bit that way.
The disclaimer for you being that people don't get charged extra, it just goes toward, like, you get a bigger portion, right? Or you get a portion of it. But
I
it
just
doesn't
get
charge the
a-
person extra.
Yeah, in this case, it looks like I get 3% of the purchase on that.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey, it's something.
Yeah.
So the next time I buy $15,000 worth of run coin, you can have a cool...
I don't think you're getting an Amazon link for that.
So, dear Matteo,
Yes.
as I recall, you're a fan of Lost.
I don't actually know Lost all that well.
That's fine. You don't need to know me particularly well.
Mm.
But I know what it's like. Feeling the pressure that you must do more. Always and ever. But you must take care of yourself, little panda.
Mm.
So, repeat after me. I have nothing to apologize for.
Lost has nothing to apologize for.
You know what I mean, Matiorasu. You have nothing to apologize for.
You have nothing to apologize for.
Very well. We'll
Did
do
you think I
this
was a...
in the blunt force manner. Matiorasu has nothing to apologize for.
That's so much less wiggle room.
To be fair, he did say blunt force.
Go on, Maddie.
Stop. The voice.
Maddie.
Mm.
What's wrong? Is my
Be
voice
a good
unpleasant for you?
No, it's not unpleasant. That's the problem.
Be a good boy, Maddie.
I thought you weren't going to tease me because I was sick.
Yes, and then you started being a brat.
He said he wouldn't give you a hard time. Not that he wouldn't tease you. Just correcting.
Do I need to bribe you with an apple pie?
Appies do be pretty good. Shut up, Mango. Not cute.
Well, if you
No.
want your baked bribe, you know what you have to say.
Fine. I may hold myself to a higher standard and want to be more reliable as a storyteller, both for the players, the audience, and Zim. But I have nothing to apologize for.
Very good. At the very least, acceptable. I will give you 3 pats. Pat, pat, pat.
I'm glad I came back to that.
You will
All right,
tell no
everyone
one.
in chat, clip it.
I'm not cute, Merle. Shut up.
Mario.
Jive Gab thinks Matirasu is a good boy.
You are being very cute. And
I'm
you
not.
are my very good boy. I love you, and I'm proud of you. You pushed through even though you weren't feeling great. And it is a-okay. And I'm proud of you for calling it when you needed to.
I applaud you for being so responsible with your well-being. Thank you for taking care of yourself, Mario.
This is precious.
I don't know about you, but I'd like to give Matty 2 minutes to defend himself. I think that'd be valid.
I
What do
didn't
you
realize we were in court. Should we be adjusting to your case now?
No, it's fine. I just, look, what I'm saying is, right, I think Matty should have 2 minutes to lay out his whole argument and explain everything to us about why he's being so pouty and defensive.
What, so we can all be like, not good point.
Yeah. It's
But
fine.
yeah, no, still no sorries.
Yes, I would like to hear his side of the argument.
No. See, what you do is you hear my argument and you're like, wow, actually, yeah, that does kind of suck. You should do better.
All right. So would you be good if we gave you 2 minutes to do so?
I don't have an argument prepared.
Darn.
Good, because if you argued, I'd wrap you in a weighted blanket.
Pare cara gostoso.
Oh, we sent him native. That's been a while.
Or he cursed you out.
I'm sure.
Yes. As for the present avian...
In my defense, I just wanted to do it so that as soon as Mighty began explaining, I was going to turn him into a Vulpix.
I mean, well.
Your sentence has a moratorium placed upon it for now.
Got him. I keep avoiding the consequences. Life is good.
That's
Or
okay. It just gives them more time to figure out how to properly target their rage.
Either way, I win. If there's suffering involved, I win. If there's pain involved, I win.
Even if it's your own, I'm sure.
Yeah, as long as it's not boring.
Hey, Key.
Yes.
Could you try to convince Viv to not hit us with the collateral, because we do not agree with Gabby's opinions and actions?
I don't think that's possible.
Sorry, I had to keep myself from hitting the voice button as I laughed loudly. You think I have any control over Viv and their actions? That's very cute.
Azure, you know how you can do it? All you need to do is get on your knees and beg Viv for forgiveness.
I don't think that'll work.
I think it might.
Zeb did say that you or Imbari could join us up here.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't left Ido.
Could I, Key, could I make a personal request?
Mercy!
Yeah, I was gonna
Funny.
say you're asking a cat to show mercy.
What's up, Maddie?
I was just gonna ask Key if I can make a personal request.
Certainly.
To be read in the voice of Lost.
Sure.
Hello, Vari.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Sure. Change your strategy. Beg Vari for forgiveness. Get Vari to be nicer.
I mean, I was planning on kind of doing the as the session went on, kind of toning it back and turning it into the positive cards, since I have a bunch of them.
For everyone except Gabby.
Well, that's what I was doing so far, but yeah.
I understand if you can't do that one, Key. Just thought I'd ask.
I want to, but I will probably butcher the pronunciation, which I desperately do not wish to do to you.
That's fair.
If you want to pronounce it for me so I can say it back, I can. In 1 minute, I need to turn off my oven. Sorry.
No worries.
Oh boy.
You'd have to
I've
give
got
a pretty
several.
good case to Vari to get him to convince me to show mercy, though.
Yeah,
Because I think he just finds me being vengeful funny.
It is kind of
Azure
funny
is a big bottom, and he's so like super cool and super nice. And you want to hurt him. Look at him. He's begging for forgiveness and mercy.
No,
Oh, I've got
you can go crazy on Gabby. I just feel like I didn't do anything, so why am I being punished too?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, beg them for forgiveness so they don't hurt you.
You
But
see-
I'm expecting to get it still anyway.
You see, here's the thing. I operate with a very easy code. If you're within range, sucks to suck. We call that a skill issue.
Look, all I'm still curious about is why you hate me but not Zim when Zim was the one who picked the target. I'm just saying
did the
Michelle should
influence.
get it. Okay, but it's like a 50-50, right? Like, I did
Most it's 75-25.
70-30.
And I get to see Zim in real life here soon, so.
Yeah, but you're not gonna take your revenge on Zim. And if you are, I want to know.
Yeah, no, the worst that's gonna happen is he's gonna like bully Zim in Magic or something.
I don't even think Zim plays Magic.
I don't.
There you go.
Okay.
Exactly. So you gotta bully Cashel, that's all I'm saying. He deserves it too.
Are you hearing this, Zim?
I am. And I just know that I am your storyteller, and there's much more that I could do.
No, see, I wasn't planning vengeance on Cashel anyway, because, frankly, it's funnier to target Gib Gab.
So what, you're just scared of Zim as a storyteller? You're gonna let him intimidate you like that?
Nah.
Sounds like cowardice is all I'm saying.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, Gabby, that doesn't work on me.
Uh-huh. Cowardice. I would spit on our GM, but our storyteller probably likes it. I mean, what?
Whoa there.
Gabby.
Oh,
Holy crap.
All right, we're adding another ethereal influence to what's happening next session. Sorry, guys. Not sorry.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, no, you're not.
Oh, I've got 14 influences worth of, like, game-breaking influences worth of points.
I have 6.
Wonderful.
I have 6 of those and 4 legendaries.
Please
how
point
many
them at the
legendaries?
bird. We'll try to keep our distance.
I only have 3 I only have 3 legendaries at the moment, but that's because I've been burning them for points to make other cards with.
Oh, fair. I didn't know I could do that.
Yes.
To be fair, this was my first time ever using this shit, so.
Oh.
But also, don't kill Sammy. It's funnier if he has to suffer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if he rolls poorly, it's not my problem.
All I can guarantee you is that Sammy staying alive will be more suffering for the bird. I know already he's in the like, why do we keep finding corpses? I don't like seeing corpses.
Well, at least it's not as bad as the last time we had a building full of corpses.
Wait, okay, so I haven't been keeping up. What, last time?
So our first mission, we end up in this bunker, and it is just a sea of corpses.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Wonderful.
dudes just massacred.
Goddamn.
That's why he's like hyper fixating on the computer, because he's like mildly like, I am going to not think about this. I've seen worse. This is fine, right? Right?
This is like our third mission, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's third mission, technically.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. This is our third mission. It feels like there's been more.
Yeah, it really does.
Demon Sammy does not need more elevator. Sammy needs therapy.
I mean,
Elevator therapy.
Sammy's fine with elevators now. For now.
Yeah, for now. Forever,
And if
right?
it does happen again, just be sure to pick up another 10,000 lumen lantern to sacrifice.
Oh, just wait. Just wait till Pie Man comes back.
Pie Man.
Pie Man.
Sammy, Marty, you got pies on the mind. The question is what kind?
Sammy of Mirrorpool. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, Era and I have multiple plans, and they're all very funny.
So, Maddie, I'm going to send you a potentially related image.
Go for it. Potentially. Oh, shit.
I mean, we did manage to twist the last thing Era did to Sammy into something actually kind of funny and interesting.
Don't worry about it. They don't know it yet. They'll figure it out soon enough.
That reminds me, I never got around to Era's ethereal influence from that game. Can we keep that?
Oh yeah, those stay
Okay,
and
good.
those stay to the next session.
Okay, good.
Look, all I'm saying with this, like, I am perfectly fine with everything as long as it's at least funny.
And
If
yeah,
it's just boring
Riley,
and mean,
sorry.
it's boring.
It's a little too packed right now, but later on in the day, probably.
You get my messages, Key?
I did. I've been waiting for a good time to be able to attempt.
Oh.
Okay.
Usted estará en casa, Castorino. Y limpiaré suas feridas.
That sounded great, but you cut out during parts of it. Either that or it just got too low to pick up.
Probably just a smidge too low. Allow me to try again. Usted estará en casa, Castorino. Y limpiaré suas feridas.
Well, I think you got it.
And you can clip it for later.
Alright, somebody clip it and just post it somewhere so we can all just immediately send it to Marty.
So, what did that mean?
It means you'll be home, young wolf, and I will clean your wounds.
Aww.
It's actually a very lost thing to say.
Wow.
I know it sounds kind of... I don't know, it's almost barbaric-like, but it was something my dad used to say to me, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Just makes me feel nice hearing it again.
Oh.
Hug the Marty.
Hugs for the Matthew.
Thank you. And thank you for doing that, Key.
Hi, Guru.
You're very welcome. Glad to do something nice for a friend. Alas, I must be off for dinner, and I wish you all a lovely evening.
Enjoy.
Have a good one.
Good night.
Oh, Zim, actually, you asked me earlier if there's something you could do to help. And yes, there is, actually. Something you specifically can do, I think.
Well, I'm listening, unless you'd rather send it in DMs.
You could get people to stop calling me cute.
I can't do the impossible, sorry. Especially when
Damn it.
it's false.
I have one bit of advice to you.
Yes.
Skill issue.
Rude.
They have a point.
Dinky.
Glad to be
How
of
could you
service.
say that to a panda who just wants peace?
Because I am half cat, half shark, I only know violence.
We're knocking things off of tables, one or the other.
It's same difference.
House violence.
That's violence against your property.
Violence and chaos is all they know.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to FWA.
Yes.
Same.
Oh my god. You're gonna be there, Sue?
Yes. Both of them.
Yep. Next week.
Yeah, Viv, this is the one that I was telling you to pat and call cute for me.
I'll bet.
Money.
Oh, I'm gonna give. Wait, didn't we meet at MFF?
No.
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 No. Shame.
Definitely not me. I've only ever gone to FWA.
Yeah, I've been to FWA FWA Megaplex, RCFM back when it used to be a thing. Rocket City Furry, it's in Alabama or something. Then I went to Anthrocon 1 year.
I would probably never go to Anthrocon because it's just too big.
Yeah, it was honestly not the best experience.
What is it about FWA? Because I heard it's like getting pretty big.
Dude,
Oh
didn't
yeah,
it,
FWA
like,
is
Vari, didn't it
huge
like
now.
didn't it like triple in size the year it came back after COVID?
Yeah.
Or some shit. Like they expected a bit of a rush, and it's like, no, get 3 times the most you've had before.
It
Like, it
feels
was wild.
Every furry convention right now just expanding.
Yeah.
They all are, yes.
That's
a lot of
Just
people
kind
are
of a
trying.
problem, actually.
People are trying to escape all of the hardness of life right now.
Yeah.
That's what video games, books, and internet degeneracy is for.
To be fair, also like during the years where the furry cons weren't going on, a lot of people had a lot of time to post things online for furry stuff, and it was kind of an interesting way for the community to grow, even though it had no conventions.
That, and everybody had time to save up money for when they could go to a convention.
Yep.
But now we've tripled the entry fee. I'm interested to see if that has the desired effect.
Probably not.
At what, FWA?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Well, to be
Yeah,
fair, we kind of pay a lot anyways. We do the gold memberships
Understood.
because okay, so of all of the conventions I've been to, gold membership for FWA is the one that I would, the only that I would consider worth. Because you get a gift that's usually something really neat. Like I've got a horn mug from 1 year. I've got
You just went super robot, Vari.
Oh, yeah, it's really stormy here. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I've got a horn mug, a gun belt, like pouch thing. I've got a sake set, and a backpack thing, and all of the god gifts have been really spectacular items. Like tangentially related to whatever the theme is of the year. So I'm kind of excited to see what it is this year. But yeah, and you get priority for registration. They've got their separate line that goes much faster than the rest. And you get priority entry to several events. And of course, there's the God Lounge.
The what?
It's
the God Lounge.
Yeah, it's a. Oh, back when it used to be called God Tier. It's basically a suite level room that only the people with that membership tier can go to, and it's just a quiet place to relax, get food, talk with a smaller amount of people.
Yeah.
Watch movies, stuff like that. Comfy.
Actually, sounds kind of nice because yeah, I know I was originally interested in going this year, but aside from plans falling apart, like I know I was sort of like a little hesitant because it just seemed like such a big con, and I was like, that seems a lot. That's terrifying. You know.
But then you could have met me in person, Gib-Gab.
Yeah, but then to be fair, the plans that fell apart would have fallen apart anyway, even if I'd bought an entrance. It would have just been like, oh, never mind, canceling plane ticket.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's fine. I just plan for next year.
Yeah.
And okay, I can see you in person, but like, I'm gonna have you like scan for a knife.
You're gonna.
Let's go.
I always carry a minimum of one knife on me, so I'll go ahead and pre-warn you on that one.
So Furry, can you hold the knife while I like give Viv a handshake or something?
I'm gonna like strap myself down with like fucking 12 knives. just so Furry can't hold them all.
Dude, like the vendor in the movies, just like open your jacket and it's just full of knives on the inside.
What do you buy? What are you selling?
I'm selling pain! Pain and perforations.
Sadly not pain and penetration. I mean, what?
Goodness.
That's not for sale, Gib-Gab.
True, that'd be illegal. And that's why I just gifted to Maddie. Actually, you know what? I should buy a knife one of these days. Like, I had a little flip knife that I lent to someone for 5 minutes, and somehow it got lost in my previous workplace, and I could never find it. But it was like one of those like shitty little knives that like you buy for like $20, maybe tops. And it's just incredibly overpriced. And I was just like, hey Dad, which knife should I get? He was like, I don't know that one, and it ended up being terrible. And ever since then I've wanted like a good knife.
Damn, there's nothing that'll help with that. I might be losing a lot of people shortly.
Oh no.
Oh?
Yeah, this open vault is running out of time, and I don't have enough time to actually deal with it.
Would slower events leave
No.
exclamation part Oh, okay.
Kenku, thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. How did your stream go?
Hi, Kenku.
Okay,
Hi.
good.
Yeah, that's not gonna... Well,
That's
this
good.
is going to kill every living being within a radius of 20 fields.
Oh my.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's rough.
Jesus.
That is
Evacuation time.
painful.
I
And
can't
what game
do
were
a
you
whole
playing,
lot to do
Kenku?
that.
Oof.
Anyways, it's getting a little crowded. I think I'm gonna pop off and play some Elden Ring or something.
Alright,
Okay.
rest well.
Have a good one, Daddy-o.
Don't feel well.
Thank you guys for having me. I'll try to do better next time.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Love you, Zim.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, my back. Ugh. All right. I am also probably going to hop off.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
that
very
sounds
full now.
That sounds fun, Kenku. As you can see, we did our tabletop game earlier, and then I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2 while Master's playing, what game you're playing, Master, again?
Against the Storm.
Against the Storm. So, what is it about?
You play Against the Storm.
It's a survival, oh boy. Well, they're dead.
City builder environmental survival
Oh,
game.
crap. Okay, so it's just gonna keep going and...
Oh.
Well, at least I'm still gonna get the rewards from it.
Unfortunate, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I managed to lower it to only 3 people dying at the least, but that's still a big oof. But yeah, it's a roguelike city builder survival game thing. It's really neat.
I have to go get ready for work, so I will see y'all later.
See ya.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
And I, too, will talk with y'all up later.
See ya.
Okay.
Bye.
And
Poof.
whenever the Stellaris updates, feel free to hit me up and we can play sometime.
Yeah, it'll probably be probably like a couple weeks after FWA or something.
Yee. Poggies.
Alright. I am actually impressed how well I'm doing in critical mode.
You know what I'm impressed by?
What?
I couldn't hear you blushing during Wild Traditions.
Heh.
Why would I be blushing? No, honest question. Why would I be blushing?
Remember in the middle of the session? The thing I sent you?
Oh.
I was half expecting to hear you squeak and then you didn't. I was like, huh, Ren learned self-control. And you didn't. I gave myself false hope.
Heh.
Huh, that's interesting, Kenku. Nope.
I am slight side note, but I'm like increasingly frustrated with the fact that I listened to the Kendrick Lamar's GNX album again, and now I have it stuck in my head playing 24/7, and it's one of those like, why? Why does my brain decide to loop music over and over and over and over and over again, and I can't get it out of my head? Stop. Please.
Because of the hook.
I like it, but I listen to it, and it's like, okay, can you stop playing it now that I listen to it? No. Again. Please. Percy.
Oh, that sucks.
Hug.
Hugs.
Can you recover, or is it basically game over?
No, I can recover from it. It just is a big, sucky thing.
A plane in the butt.
Yes.
Oh my god, by the way, I felt so like I had to actively resist squealing at work. One of my coworkers, so like we were talking, because basically they opened, like we're both contract workers, like we're both working with an outside company for the place we're working at, and they opened up like a permanent position, and it's like, okay, yeah, so like I wasn't originally planning to apply because basically my immigration status was a bit of a mess, and I wasn't planning to actually continue like working post September. But thankfully, the United States legal system is ungodly slow. So they basically forced the government to be like, no, 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 you can't kick out like 2/3 of a million people without notice or without giving them the ability to do anything about it. Especially when they're here legally and in good standing. And so we
Vote
get to
for
stay here.
newcomers.
Which group?
I'm good with either. Probably the second, but doesn't matter that much.
I guess they're right.
Alright, this should be the easiest boss of the game, in my opinion.
Ah, so Ren's gonna get destroyed.
But yeah, basically, we got lucky in that like the rulings were favorable to us, and obviously it's stuck in the middle of appeal after appeal after appeal after escalation, which is good because as long as that maintains the constant like back and forth of appeals, we're going to be able to keep staying here under the status for about 2 to 4 years, depending on how long that decides to take, unless for some whatever reason the Supreme Court just takes a look at it immediately, which is probably not going to happen because they already essentially said they don't want to rule on it. They might. You never know. But basically, we're expecting to be stuck here for the next 2 to 4 years, hopefully longer. So I applied for the permanent position, right? And I was talking about like with a coworker because he's really nice. He's super chill. Like, he's the chillest, gayest, acest boy I've met in real life. And I'm like, damn, he's actually kind of cool to hang out with. And so we're chatting at work, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm like, it's good that you applied because that increases the chance that one of us will get the job. Because what we're afraid of is that if one of us does not get the job, the other one will get booted. Because they'll just replace one of the temp workers with a permanent position. So if they replace a temp worker with a permanent position, as long as it's one of us that gets hired, no problem." And he was like, "Yeah, no, I hope like one of us gets the job because like I would hate to see you go. You've been a really good friend." I was like, my heart. Look. It's one of those like, but also he's someone I can relate more to because like basically we're both like 1 or 2 years apart in age instead of like 20 as was the case with my last coworker. So when he was talking about his life, he would be like, yeah, I have to take care of my kid because me and my wanted to have a kid, and oh my gosh, the cost of housing. I don't know if I should sell my house back in my home, like my home country, and like buy one here or not. And I'm sitting there like, wow, I mean, I can talk about this, but I can't relate to any of this. And then my coworkers here is like, yeah, I really wanted to see a movie the other day, but I have nobody to go with. And I'm like, oh, I want to see a movie. Yeah, which one? Oh, but we should go one of those like 4D cinemas that have like the cool effects. And I'm like, heck yeah. And it's like, yes, I can talk to someone my age, and like we can talk about things that like we both don't want to do. Instead of like, I want to take a vacation to like Europe. And I'm like, I can't imagine being able to take a vacation to Europe.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, I'm happy. My coworker likes me.
Good.
and he is competent. I
That's
cannot ask
very
for better.
good.
Yeah. Out of the team, surprisingly, the 3 out of 4 are competent, and then there's one of us who, like, sometimes I doubt my competence, and then I go to him and I ask him a question, and he gives me an answer, and then the answer turns out to be wrong, and I'm like, oh god.
Oh, Lord.
He's the senior most person. He has the most experience. What do you mean he was wrong? So I don't really trust him as a source of information. If he tells me something, I try to get it in writing so I can be like, he told me and this was wrong. I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble.
That is like the big rule. If someone tells you to do something, get it in writing.
Oh yeah, no. I am obsessive about it. I know it's annoying, but like I have messaged users, like I've helped out someone over the phone, for example, and then I'll send them a Teams message to be like, hey, just in case, did you need help with anything else, or was I able to resolve the issue successfully, like to your satisfaction?
First
And,
try.
like, darn it.
There, I went ahead and increased the time for polls.
Thank you.
Oh, I can actually do this. Cool. There. Some more adjustments that they gave me now.
Yeah, the only problem with like the bunch of coworkers is that half of them are like into things like Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh or what's the name of that? Or Honkai Star Rail. So it's like, yeah,
Lord.
I like the hobbies. I spent like $50 on this Magic deck the other day, and I'm like, Jesus. Oh no. Seriously, it is kind of funny how much like, because there's 4 of us, the two contractors, like me and the coworker that likes me, like we're both like new, so we're both on the young side. We're both like 25 and below, right? And then the other 2 are like 30, early 30s. And so not only is there like the age gap, there's also the experience gap, where one of them has been there for like years and the other one has been there for slightly less than that, and then the 2 like of us are newer by like less than a year work there combined. And so out of the 2 of them, one of them, the unreliable one, like I've already been told by the, like, technically he's the higher most of us position wise, but he gets less responsibilities because he's a little irresponsible. And I know that because the guy who we consider to be like the de facto leader of the 4 of us, or like the one who tends to take charge more often, he's already like, hey, if you see that he hasn't made a ticket for these emails, just go ahead and do it. It's pretty common. You'll see if they have been open for like 20 minutes and he hasn't made a ticket, just go ahead and do it yourself and grab it. I'm like, oh dear.
Wow.
And then sometimes I'll walk over to his desk and he'll have his phone on a little stand and he'll have a headphone on and he'll be staring at the phone and I'll see that he hasn't taken an email for like 30 minutes. And I'm just going over to ask him a question, and he like looks at me, looks down, pauses the thing on the phone, takes out a headphone, and is like, "What's up?" I'll ask him the question, and at some point I'll look at the phone, and he's always playing Honkai Star Rail. Every time, without fail. Or he's watching a video. But he does a lot of work. He's just also, you know, gotcha game. I respect it, honestly. I respect the hustle.
CJ, why? Why the anvil?
What do you mean, why the anvil?
Why are you asking Twitch chat why they hurt you?
Because I'm going to ask every time.
And the answer is going to be the same every time. Because they're Twitch chat.
Okay, Ren, let's put it this way, right? Do you know what a mind flayer is?
I think so.
You know the things in Baldur's Gate 3 that eat your brains?
Yes,
The big
yes,
creatures? Yeah,
yes.
those, right. So if you go to a mind flayer and it eats your brain, you shouldn't ask, why did you eat my brain? So if you're asking Chad why they like to cause pain and suffering, that's like asking a mind flayer why they want to eat your brain. Exactly, see, it's just what they do. Zim knows how many anvils I threw at him back in the days.
Back in the days?
Well, I don't do it that much anymore.
Back in the days, you say.
I don't do it that much anymore. But I remember being the one who asked like the 500 or the 500-bit redeem to become an anvil or something like that. I was one of the people who was like, yeah, you should do it. You should do it. Originally, it was cheaper, and then Zim raised the price because it was getting spammed all the time. Yeah, fun fact: if you do 500 bits, an anvil will drop on Zim.
Huh.
And if you do 1500, it's a rain of anvils.
Yeah.
No, the prices are a little different. Taxes have gone up on channel points apparently.
Hmm?
It's 550.
Wait, is it 550 per anvil? Okay. Channel points.
Or actually, anvil might be more. No,
Oh, no, anvil is make something fall at me. That's 1,000 point.
Okay, okay.
But 500 bits, not channel points. 500 bits gets you the anvil.
Oh.
E. 500 bits for the anvil, 1500 for the anvil ring, and how much was it for the obnoxious bit ring?
250, I think.
Yeah, 250 is when you
Where
actually
it's
want to hurt him.
Single bits. Yeah.
Let me play it. I don't know if you've heard of it. Let me play it.
Oh no.
The anvil is hurting Zim. The 250-bit redeem is causing pain.
Oh god.
That's so loud.
Yes.
It is loud.
Yes. It was dying.
That's what I'm saying. This is what you actually redeem if you want to hurt Zim.
Mm-hmm.
He's been getting $2.5 of bits, or $2.5 worth of bits, but also getting like $200 worth of hearing damage later in his life. Out of curiosity, by the way, are the pirates going to be like now a common fixture in WoW traditions, or are they going to leave at some point?
They're gonna.
Yeah, they are being encouraged to leave.
Fine.
They are wanted pirates. They are in a populated area.
Yeah, but tofu.
No,
If Tofu stays around, Tofu is going to be killed. One way or another.
Why would he? He can just make a box.
It's only protected one.
Box the officers. Box the bullets. Box the gun. Actually, you could probably box the gun. What happens if you put a box like halfway into the gun?
I don't know. But okay, so if you put protected on a bullet, the primer technically wouldn't fire.
You just
for one attempt.
I mean, you'd probably cause a jam, right?
No, it wouldn't jam. It would just not fire until you cocked it again and tried again.
Oh, I was thinking
unless
like,
it,
you know,
unless it like broke the firing pin.
I was thinking like the box goes like halfway into the barrel.
Oh, but no, because
That'd be kind of horrifying.
Some cartoonish gun exploding and no.
I'm just saying there's untapped power within box. Tofu could rule.
Okay, let's take care of Geeman now.
Maybe eventually, someday, Tofu can stand on the moon and box the planet.
Then nobody would notice.
Hail, box. Protected forever by box. Until, I don't know, a meteorite hits Earth or something. One protection. What level are the pirates? Or like how many attributes do they have?
20.
How many does the Watch Tradition cast have? Y'all have less, right?
13?
Yeah. Okay. I kind of figured you had more, but I was curious like how big the difference was between pirates and the Wild Tradition group.
Oh, it's a significant difference.
Yeah. I'd kind of figured. That is a big difference. Well, kind of XP. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we lose Azure.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking excluding the pirates.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, no.
Like,
I mean, we have to
would...
exclude the pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And, an even playing field.
Right. Here's the thing.
And, yeah, I've been working on reworking Osmond a little bit because it's just... trying to do both melee and ranged is just not working out as well as I'd like.
Yeah. I kind of figured that really early on when I was making Sammy. I was like, nah, let's go full range. Right, but here's the thing that I was thinking about Azure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in Agents of Reflection, right?
Yeah.
What role do the party members fulfill, right? So we've got Wyatt as the tank, right?
Yes.
Hyro is glass cannon melee ranged.
Yes.
Sammy is ranged glass cannon.
David is melee. I don't think he's glass cannon, but
Yeah, David's just melee brawler.
We have found a wandering trader.
Ooh.
What's he wondering? Is he pondering the immortality of crabs? And is Kashal an inflictor?
What do you mean?
Like, what combat role would you say best describes Kashal?
Kashal does not have much of a combat role right now, but I do plan to go more conditions, as well as healing, but we haven't had enough XP for that yet, and I've kind of had to go into skill monkey kind of territory with him.
Yeah. Right, because here's the thing that I kept thinking about, right? in WoW traditions, there are 6 of them, but you have Nova, who fulfills the combat role of Nova.
Tank, really, but yeah.
Yeah.
Tank. Unkillable monster damage.
Tank / melee. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure a lot of his monster damage is just Tal's really good rolls, more so than a Nova's really high damage necessarily.
It's astonishing. Absolutely astonishing.
Yep. But yeah, I felt like I was rolling like Nova. I was like, wow, this is how it feels. Kobold's melee. Narashi is crit, I think.
Yeah, she's crit melee, but I think she might be changing things around a little bit too.
Spike is conditions. And Osmond is Osmond. But basically, yeah, like I was momentarily mentioning there, that like Osmond's a bit of like a fill in the gap for whatever's needed.
Yeah, to some extent, but it's just I don't feel that Osmond is like being effective as the way he is. Because yeah, the doing chimp damage pretty much anytime he actually does anything. He doesn't have enough on his moves to do effects, and he doesn't, or at least until I've worked on the respec, doesn't have enough iterative attacks to actually do anything. As far as like Fury type stuff. So it's a case of reworked things a lot, put Fury on several of his moves, yeah.
I mean, I'm curious to see how Osmond is. Honestly, the one thing I'm slightly surprised you didn't go for was like I was fully expecting upon hearing that.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Oh, hey there, Brian. Thank you for the raid. How was Monster Hunter? Hope you had a good time over there.
And now we're into my favorite world. The Lion King world.
Woo.
Slut.
What did that have to do with anything?
We all know why you like it.
Then I want to hear, why do you like it, Ren?
Because lions!
What about them?
That he can play as a lion.
Why does that make you go, oh well?
It doesn't!
Because I see a bird there. I like the bird.
Oh my god.
So I'm saying, why lions? You know, what makes them so special? Or is it, let's be real, just because Scar is hot?
I mean, you're not wrong about that.
What?
I reiterate, slut. I would like group 1, please. Actually, group 2 would also be good. But more villagers with group 1, so group 1.
But yeah, so that sets an interesting dynamic, right? because we were talking about it earlier, and I put it on pause, and I just looked at the paper, and I saw it again, and I wanted I was thinking about it again. AOR technically has one tank, a melee glass cannon, ranged glass cannon, a melee brawler, and Cashel. And Wild Traditions has a melee tank, melee brawler, a crit melee, a conditions, and Osmond, and a healer. Now, technically, that's
just the way you say that every time.
Look, I was just trying to draw the parallel that Cashel and Osmond are kind of perfect opposites. I'm just saying. But yeah, it sets it up perfectly, right? So you have Cashel versus Osmond. You probably would have David versus Cobalt. You'd probably have Wyatt versus Nova.
Uh-huh.
And then it kind of gets complicated because, like, I was originally banking on Cashel versus Spike. But the way Zim described it, Cashel seems like the perfect match for Osmond. Which kind of screws Spike up, because if you're doing 1v1s, then Spike either has to go against David or Sammy or Hyro. Which is bad for Spike, probably. And then Narashi would have to go probably against David. Because at least they're both melee. They'd be the most, like, quote-unquote equivalent? Question mark? So I'd probably pair Narashi and David, and then it'd be Sammy and Spike, which is probably not good for Spike. But also Sammy only has, like, 2 soul, so Spike can probably just condition Sammy to death. It's kind of a weird one, I'm not sure. But if you turn it into, like, a team deathmatch, right? Then obviously the Wild Traditions team is stronger, but also they kind of have a more well-ish rounded out kind of party, if only because Spike with the conditions kind of hits really hard. We have, like, too big of a melee focus.
Okay, so if Era's dice would cooperate,
but we don't worry
because his attempts to do anything have just been, oh, it's so unfortunate.
You know it'd work in this scenario because it'd be funny.
True.
It's like, this is how I know that if it came down to Wyatt versus Nova, Wyatt would win because it'd be incredibly funny.
Yeah, that is valid.
Yeah. Or if it came between, like, Cashel and Osmond, I'm pretty sure Osmond would win because it'd be even funnier.
No. It would definitely be Cashel winning. Just because that would be the funnier in my opinion.
Well, I see it the opposite, because on one hand you have, like, the gruff, tough military guy who, like, will see you pointing a gun at him, grab it, disarm you, and he's so serious.
Oh, that is fair. Okay.
No anxiety. And then there's Osmond.
Yeah, Cashel just sees this little pipsqueak trying to shoot bullet seeds at him, and he just pulls out gun.
And then one of the bullet seeds goes exactly perfectly into the barrel of a gun, and it backfires and hits Cashel. I'm sorry, that's just, like, there is zero circumstance where I could logically see Osmond winning Cashel, and that's why it's funny.
Not wrong. Wyatt versus Nova, though, is terrifying. On my part.
Yes.
Nova is just this anomaly of probability and nature and stuff.
Anomaly. I mean, you're not wrong. So basically, the problem there is, like, what to do with Rain, because our party doesn't have an equivalent for Rain. We don't have a dedicated healer, because I think everyone who normally bottoms went, like,
well, we don't
maybe I
either.
should make a healer.
I mean, Cashel also heals.
Okay, but that's kind of the thing. Cashel and Osmond end up being perfect parallels because Osmond also heals.
Yeah.
And you're both like you both said, you're not really invested into combat in a way that's particularly effective or not fully, so like, you know, it balances out.
Ah.
That's why, like, that balances out. But we don't have a rain equivalent, so we can't like do a 6v6 without cutting off rain. Or I don't know, putting Rain in the middle of everything and just making him vulnerable to crossfire and his mission is survive. So you know. Basically what I'm saying is, I think the Wild Traditions party has probably got a... It's probably a bit of more of like a... It depends on who hits what. Because like, if Spike manages some good conditions and Arashi manages good crits, then it's GG for agents. But I'm pretty sure having Sammy as like ranged damage is going to be an advantage for a party that doesn't really do ranged damage. That's a role they can fulfill, so that adds a bit of like an effect there.
Oh, Spike does have a gun though.
That's dangerous.
I mean, theoretically, we all can have
is,
our own guns.
Spike doesn't know how to use gun.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. So I mean, I guess like yeah, it's not real effective range DPS. Whereas like every time I look at Sammy's attacks, I go like, oh god, he hits hard, and then I forget about it, and then I look at them again, and I'm like, oh god, he hits hard. How much? What's the damage die for his attacks? See, it's 11 and 12. Oh god, he hits hard. I wish range didn't cost, so I could put more points into damage, but oh well. Yeah. The main thing that like probably also helps, at least in my case, is that I did do a bit more multi-targeting. So it's like 8 accuracy, 11 power, but it has additional enemy. Or like 7 accuracy, 12 power, but it's a cone. So the AoE would help a lot. And in that sense, that's like one role that Wild Traditions can replicate. But also, we don't have Narashi. And Narashi's terrified, because if Narashi rolls well, she will delete someone.
Oh, kind of a funny little behind-the-scenes thing. Viv actually, was misreading his, character sheet, and, was like 100 less XP, worth of stuff, because he thought that, like, the discount was calculated in, or something, somehow. I don't recall exactly, but he was saying that, yeah, he didn't realize that it had calculated in the actual little table like it did. He thought that it didn't actually calculate. That you added the
did you realize it after last
spent
session?
and discount to add up to earned.
Did he realize it like this last session?
No, like after the last session.
Right, it looks like after. Oh god, so this is going to be a lot more strong next session. Probably.
Oh.
Yeah, it's... Well, look, it's just... It's the kind of thing where, like... Narashi's scary because I feel like Narashi isn't that scary, and then she hits a crit and then you just die. You just evaporate. That's what I understand happens when Narashi's built.
You just...
Yeah.
are gone.
Exactly. Whereas, like... I just hit hard. Narashi's like, oh, she hits you. Oh, she crit? How much health do you have? Not anymore.
Yeah, because the 9s continuing is scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Spooky. So I don't know. It'd be an interesting matchup. If we ever catch up in experience, we should totally do a stadium match someday. And spend like 2 weeks doing the combat.
Oh God. I mean, I could absolutely do that. You guys could make new character sheets.
Just scale up.
I know that Raijin at least has been wanting to see some combat practice at 25 attributes.
Oh God, that's a lot of attributes. Oh, speaking of, hi Raijin.
Speaking of,
hi Raijin.
Just summon him. You cast Raijin.
Hello, darling. Mwah. Mwah. What are you snickering at, Gib Gab?
Wake up! Hold the line! This hamlet shall not fall.
One Kotiago raided my stream with 10
Taya!
Oh, hey Tiago.
Hello, Taya. How was your stream? Would you like a random clip from your channel brought up or a regular shout out? And welcome in, everybody. I am Razim. We're currently doing some Against the Storm. Meanwhile, in the bottom left, we've got Conrade working on a 3D model. You gotta eat food before 14 raid? Ah, fair enough. Well, thank you so much for sharing your community. We do lots of things here. We've got several tabletop games, Pathfinder, multiple Pokemon games, couple of Digimon ones, a Star Wars campaign, and then we've got other various things that we do here. We've got artists that join, a lot of different games, so hit that follow button, everyone, and come join us again. And for those already here, go share the love with Taya. They are a wonderful being that you all definitely need to go take a look at and check out. And then there's Ren. Gosh.
Tap, 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 tap.
What did I do now?
You know your crime.
I don't know my crime!
Mm-hmm.
Is it the crime of being a streamer?
That's just unforgivable.
His crime is much more severe than that.
What crime?
Being a YouTuber.
I'm still very confused. What crime?
Well, if you are not going to take responsibility, I'm not going to tell you.
I wish I knew what I did!
I guess we'll just have to sentence you to death.
I die? Yay!
Wow. Just gonna leave us like that?
just accept. I mean, he accepted his fate, I guess.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Ma.
It's a legend.
Yes.
Eve. We were just talking about how like
Cuprai. Cuprai.
Capri. Oh yeah, Capri. I was momentarily like, wait, what Capri? And then I remembered.
Yeah, because I'm a Caprid, but the D is silent, so it's Capri.
Capra demon.
Oh no.
Capri demon. Oh no. What even was that boss?
I mean, that's only if you want to be pinned down, Gab.
Is that what the boss does? I forgot.
Wait,
Oh,
is
it's
the
this.
Capra demon?
I hate this guy.
Is
Why
it
haven't
second
you
one,
become
please?
a goat demon? Huh?
Vote. Second.
It's the boss that you look at and you go, wow, that's really cool. I hate that I have to fight him in this tiny arena in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, with
Yep.
like the bajillion hounds.
2 dogs and this Capra demon in this tiny little box.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucked because I went in there at first with like a lucerne.
Oof.
Bad idea.
How often does your weapon bounce off a hard surface?
All the time. All the time.
I don't know why I clicked the fan art
You know,
button.
Giemond is green like grass, so I could just eat him.
I could hear Geeman's squeaks.
Well, okay, so the thing is, you're a goat, so he could be silver like Tin Cannon, you could still eat him.
I mean, he is a tin can. And he is green like grass.
I mean, he
It's
is
like the
a
best
tin
both
can.
worlds. Yeah. Green tin can. Literally the most edible. And Rajan, you know what you have to do.
Munch, munch, munch.
Also, yeah, the clicking fan art option on Google Images was a mistake because I saw, like, I scrolled down randomly and I clicked on one and I was like, oh no. Why did they make the Capra Demon hot?
Oh, Gabby.
Look. Look. Tell me this isn't.
Oh no.
It isn't.
Hi, other Asher.
Alright, Gib. Let me see this.
More spooky. More disconcerting. But, you know.
Exactly, I just see it. I'm
matters
like, wow,
of
that's fun.
taste.
Wood.
Exactly. Someone understands me. No, where's that, like, what's the image that Viv posts that's like wood and he like slams him into the wall? Will? Never that I think I'd be sitting here on stream at like an hour to midnight being like, yeah, I would the goat demon, but I would the goat. What have I been doing with my life?
Oh, so when I suggest a Smasher Pass segment on Zim stream, it's no, Rex is going to be way too lewd. But when it's Gib Gab talking about goat demons, it's okay.
We can't stop Gib Gab.
I was gonna say that I have self-control and I can avoid getting some banned.
Gib-Gab does not go too far. Rex does.
I go too far to purposefully make Zim go.
Wow, quote bot. Oh my gosh! Quotbot goes too far.
It's an apple. It's an apple, people.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
An apple, you say, huh?
So you're saying I'm gonna choke on the goat demon's apples?
I hate it.
Oh, the red rocket apple. We've talked about this several times. Rocket is an apple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I thought that it was a pokey and 2 spike balls in Mario Maker 2.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize what you meant. I wonder how Mario Maker now. Goodness. I just have a friend who will love speeding through the levels.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like I just haven't seen around for a year or two.
Well, I know that just the original Mario Maker, all of the online levels and stuff are it's done, it's over. Mario Maker 2 is still thriving though, from what I see.
Yeah, I've heard of Super Mario Maker 2. I just haven't seen anything about it in a while.
I look forward to Mario Maker 3, which will cost $100.
Oh god.
Oh god.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's true.
$100 pre-tariff. You know, I think that is probably the thing that upsets me the most about those kind of prices, where it's like, hey, look at this digital game. Anyway, we're still increasing the price.
Yep.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Because they can, and people buy it.
Like, okay, if you're shipping the CD, at least I can kind of understand that, alright, Paul? You telling me you're increasing the price for the thing? Even though Zodiac's not affected by that? Yeah, well, screw you too, like, bro. I'm not in the good way.
People are buying it.
Mm-hmm. So they if people keep buying it,
Ren,
why
what's
not
on your
sell?
CDs?
Oh my god, what was that, Reagan? I didn't hear that.
Ren, what's on your CDs?
Got more Ren lore?
I'm wanting this answer too.
Actually, have you checked to make sure they're not sun damaged?
Yeah, did you ever take them out of your car to hang them up in your apartment?
Nope, they're still in my car.
I know when Zim was recommending it, you were saying no, but then someone else recommended it, and you decided it was a good idea.
It was a good idea, but guess what? I forgot.
Yeah, if I recommend something to Ren, he just ignores me.
Oh.
Do you still leave all of your lights off, Ren? Or do you
Do
turn
I
on at
really
least
have
one
to answer
light?
that?
Yes.
Do you not turn on at least the one light?
Nope.
Yeah, he just kind of ignores you, son.
Ow.
What do you mean, ow?
Okay, so
I'm the one getting ignored here.
A light with. The next time I visit Ren, I'm going to set up a light with a internet connection that I have access to, and I'll just start turning his light on.
If Google Home or whatever thing with the
If he ever does something you don't like, you just turn on the light and leave it on. He'll be at work, and if he does something you don't like, you can just be like, Ren, I'm turning your light on. You're gonna arrive home and it's gonna have been on for 5 hours. You're gonna have spent like 32 cents on electricity.
He would have a mental breakdown if he were at work, and he would have a mental breakdown if I did that.
I would. I literally would.
Oh my god. It's like $1 at most.
But there is some fun Pavlovian training that we could do. We could do some Pavlovian training. Call him a good boy while turning the light on. And then when you're done calling him a good boy, turn the light back off.
Oh no. The funniest part is we are literally in the process of training the puppies exactly like that. It's just puppy training Ren with a light. Can't wait for Ren to be told to open the store and he starts turning on the light and starts getting flustered.
Oh, the question is, do you get one of the little clicker things and do the clicker as you turn on the light?
Clicker training Ren, huh?
I mean, it'd work doubly, because then if he doesn't want to turn on the light in the future, just click.
How do we get Artie's shot collar for Ren?
Oh, Ren.
I can arrange that. See, he's so excited for it.
No! No, I'm not!
Ren, are you wearing your collar right now?
No.
Of course not. You know, I only put a lot into getting that for him, and he doesn't want to wear it at all. What?
The intrusive thought one, and I just have to say that I'd actually be curious to see how a shock collar feels. How much do they cost?
Gabby.
What?
No. Gabby.
What? Actually,
don't do
cheap.
it.
I'm gonna put it on, I'm gonna use it, and then I'm gonna like never try it again. I'm too much of a baby.
Alright, Gab, get one and try it, and then send it to Ren so that we can use it on Ren after you're done trying it.
But then I'm gonna have to buy a more expensive one. So I'm gonna have to be like internet capable or whatever. Let's see. Alright, Zim, do you know any good electric collar brands?
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
don't
pineapple
know
this.
Fair enough. Although if you do know one, let me know, because I am unironically curious. Completely separate from all this.
Oh my god, Gabby.
What? Look. It's nothing like that. It's just that, like, there's a part of me that would unironically be the kind of person who'd grab a taser and tase myself with it out of sheer curiosity.
No.
Why?
You've never been shocked by anything
It's
else
nothing
before?
like that. I just want to put a collar on myself and get shocked.
Thanks for joining today, Conrad.
Good night, Conrad.
Night, Conrad.
Look, it's not about like NSW stuff or anything. It's just like an unironic curiosity as to like, what does it feel like?
It feels like getting shocked.
But what does that feel like? Because the main time I've gotten shocked is when I was doing something on the TV like a decade and a half ago, and I touched a cable the wrong way and it shocked me in the arm. but I barely remember that. And otherwise, it's just like whenever I touch the fridge and I'm like,
Okay,
you know,
Gib Gab.
static, then
Gib Gab.
yeah.
Do you know in the old-timey movies, whenever there was a TV that was on and it was just showing static, you know, a thing that doesn't happen now anymore, but
Yes,
you know, in
I
the
know.
old-timey movies it did that.
Uh-huh.
Imagine that, but instead of for your sight, it's for your feeling.
But I can't imagine that feeling.
Have you ever like slept on your arm and like
yes.
made it go to sleep and
Yes.
it just felt kind of numb?
Yes.
That, except very instant and very concentrated of a feeling.
Have you ever slept?
Yes. It's just that that's the thing. I understand it, but haven't felt it. You know what I mean?
No, I unfortunately get what Gabby means.
Yeah, like it's all about the experience. It's why you can tell me that like indoor skydiving is basic. It like feels similar to outdoor skydiving, but I still want to outdoor skydive at least once.
So this is just the slippery slope. A couple weeks from now, Gib Gab's gonna be like, but I haven't felt the cold steel of a knife sliding between my rib cage.
Master, should we be worried about
hey,
Gib Gab?
No. Not worth it.
Okay.
To be fair, agents.
Somewhere between a no and an always.
Also, I think that Viv could help you out.
Why am I not surprised?
It came back to that.
Knew it would. For some reason, it always comes back to Viv stabbing someone. But okay, to be fair, the other day I was watching that like Lord of the Rings like behind the scenes thing where like the director was trying to tell Christopher Lee like how someone should sound when they get stabbed, and he was like, no, that's not how someone sounds when they get stabbed. I've seen it happen. This is what happens. And I was just sitting there thinking like, what does it feel like to get stabbed? I don't want to test it, but it's one of
For a
those
second,
like
I thought you were gonna say Christopher Robin, and I was like, man, Winnie the Pooh got real.
Wow.
But no, like, you know, it's one of those like weird, I don't know, like you can read about it because I went and read like what does it feel like to get stabbed, and obviously there were different answers because it was like, okay, it depends on like the how, the why, the when, the whether you're expecting it, adrenaline or not, situation, awareness, yada yada. Or like it's a lot that depends on it, which is why like, oh, you got like mildly stabbed with a rapier in an honorable gentleman's duel where you completely weren't expecting, yeah, you're gonna like crumple up and collapse to the ground. Oh, look at this guy. He was like borderline slashed in half and he still managed to stab the other person and kill them and then walk away like 10 meters and then die. And it's like, oh yeah, that's wild. People just stabbing is a very differing sensation apparently.
Oh, yes. Dabbing has the subtle fruity notes of grape. How exquisite.
The main reason I mentioned is because like I was literally sitting down and reading like people's experience getting stabbed, and I was like, yeah, so I was in the middle of like a street fight and I didn't realize I got stabbed until after the fight because one of my friends pointed out like, hey, you have a knife in you, and I'm like, oh. But then on the flip side, it's like, yeah, someone shanked me and I immediately collapsed to the ground. I was like, huh, that's why. Adrenaline? But like, to what extent? How? Why? What? So I went down a rabbit hole of like, what does it feel like to get stabbed? But at the end of the day, I end up with the same problem that it's like, I read all about it. And you know, it's just reading it.
This just solidifies for me that Gabby's infinite curiosity.
This is also the same bird that wanted to fly into the sun just to see what it's like.
I don't want to fly into the sun. Just close. Close enough to be like, all right, when does it get dead? You know.
So I'm worried about you sometimes. I really am.
So in a cyberpunk punk setting, Gib-Gab would be a brain dance addict.
Probably.
Gib-Gab the type of bird to be like, I want to know what it's like to be halfway into a black hole.
Does that not make you curious at least, though?
No.
Can't be the only one.
Never change, Gabby.
Please change, Gabby.
Simple system to be fair, right? Triangular bayonet wounds are overhyped in the meme. They are basically just a normal stab wound. It's bad, but the main reason they're bad is not because of the shape, because otherwise we would still be using them. They weren't banned for being unusually cruel because we would still be using them. The main reason they're bad is because someone grabbed their entire weapon and like slammed it into you. It's kind of like getting stabbed with a spear, which is why it's bad, because that hurts a lot. It makes a big wound and it's really hard to patch up. But there's no actual big difference between like getting stabbed by a spear and getting stabbed by a bayonet. It's both really bad. But you know, you're talking like a bullet wound versus a bayonet wound, which in the time period in which a lot of the dangers of it were more prevalent, if you were a field medic, you might be more trained to patch up a bullet wound, and you cannot patch up the bullet wound of those weapons over their time periods the same way you can a bayonet wound, which is why they might have been noted as like, yeah, this is a really bad wound, we can't really patch it up, because you don't, not the same way you do a bullet wound.
Real quick, I've updated the tip goal, everybody. Somebody's decided to cancel a commission from Whiskers. If anybody can help with the money for that, please consider it. Ooh. But yeah.
Ooh.
Feed the Whiskers.
It is essentially feeding the Whiskers, because you know, I'm not trying to get the money back from Whiskers on that.
Anyway, my point is I'm going to jump out of a plane with a parachute someday.
Why?
Skydiving.
Did you miss the conversation, Ren?
He did.
No.
Look, there is an actual like skydiving thing nearby, and they like force you to jump with an instructor until you've done I don't know how many like courses and jumps to be confident that you won't like forget to open the parachute.
But Gib-Gab, just think about the adrenaline rush you might experience if you jump out of an airplane without a parachute.
I'll only be able to experience it once. That's true. Once in a lifetime.
But it would be an experience.
Yeah, it would be. Honestly, the closest you'd come to it is like, I'll ask someone that like someday when I jump out of a...
Generous bestowal.
Thank you so much for that, Kenku. Thank you.
The closest I'd come to it would probably be like asking someone to swap out my parachute, so like basically like sabotage the little cord and force it to be like activated on an altitude basis, so that if I try pulling it, it doesn't work, and I'm terrified and I genuinely think I'm gonna die. And then it's like, oh no, it opened at the end. That's probably the closest I'd come to that.
That's terrible. Like,
yes.
Telling someone to sabotage your chute.
Yes. And it would probably work because I'd like tell them that thing, and I would ideally want them to wait like 2-3 years for them to do it, so I'd completely forget about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gib-Gab.
Well, it's the closest you can come to that experience. But not really, but kind of.
So taking this back a little bit, one tangentially related to skydiving thing that is kind of a cool thing that's at a place near where I'm at. There's a naturey area thing with a high ropes course and like zip lines and stuff. That's fun.
I want to do that. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I assume like it's a like high elevation area, like you can zip line between hills or stuff, or is it?
It's the longest zip line on the East Coast or something like that is the one that I'm speaking of. So yeah.
Where's this?
Banning's Mill, I think, is what it's called.
Oh, that looks sick.
Or Banning Mills.
I want to do that. I miss mountains.
You know, that's fair, Ido. That's fair.
These are intrusive thoughts. I will not act upon them. I want to live. Yeah. Don't think I'm gonna do something really stupid. This is just my intrusive thoughts winning and being spoken aloud. And please don't get stabbed. And don't tase yourself.
You know how Mount Everest is like absolutely trash now because of all the touristry that happens ever since it became popular to climb and people started actually climbing it? We should just go ahead and accept that it's trash now and set up a zip line at the top of Everest.
Ha!
I mean,
but yeah, regarding tasing though, strangely enough, I have been to a gun show before where they were giving away free tasers for getting videoed getting tasered.
Are you serious?
Oh.
Yeah. As kind of like an advertisement thing or something. It was kind of crazy.
Is it bad that I was half expecting that followed up by, so I have this taser.
Yeah, I was about to say like, hey, yo, hold up.
I did not feel like getting tasered that day.
But just the
temptation was there.
The comedic timing of that.
Oh, but other days it's fine.
I mean, you never know when you're in the mood. That's all I'm saying.
Bill?
Dear God.
To be fair, I actually am only like the taser would depend because I'd want to grab one of the like less big number ones, the quote unquote safer ones, because I know even like the so to say industry standard police style taser still has like a not insignificant chance of causing you medical issues and or killing you.
Mm-hmm.
They just call it like, oh, you suffered from...
Gab, genuinely, if you want to get shocked, just get a TINS unit.
What?
Well, you gotta be careful
yeah.
with getting shocked in general. Because getting electrocuted can putrefy your blood.
Yeah.
Or cause like arrhythmias and stuff.
Those two.
Yeah.
It sounds like a joke, but like one of my friends was at a taser and like he was over and I was really tempted to be like, hey, can you hit me with it? But I was too scared because of that.
Yeah.
But it was one of those like little small handheld ones you get off of Amazon. It was like, eh. Also today I learned TENS units exist.
Yep. Transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. You can use it for like back pain and stuff. Yeah.
So to bring it all back, the short answer is I just need to get a shock collar. And you need to hide the knives from Viv.
Good luck.
Even
Yeah,
I
good
don't
luck
know,
with that one.
Where all the knives are.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Things tipped $5, Razim coins.
Ido, thank you so much for that tip. I really appreciate that. You and Genku both, I really appreciate it.
You need the tabletop saved by funds. I already went like, can't spend no more.
So, today I had to do some shopping trip for clothes. Specifically, pants. Because both of the pants that I used to wear, they're ripped.
Oh.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Well, that's what
Expensive.
happens when you get TF'd all the time and your tail explodes out of your pants.
But yeah, it was expensive.
Yeah, clothes shopping is kind of wild.
And I don't understand why people enjoy buying so many clothes. I really don't.
You also don't like wearing clothes.
Touche.
Yeah, I know, like, basically we just constantly, whenever there's like, whenever we need clothes, we just start looking at stores and we just start looking for anything on clearance or anything like on heavy sale, and it's like, oh, I can pick up like a pair of pretty good pants for like $20. Let me grab like 3 of those and apply the like discount so I get 3 pairs of pants for like $50. And they'll last me like 2 or 3 years. That's how like we get our clothes. We just value shop. Or it's like, oh look, we went to Costco and they has these like pajama shirts for like $10 each. Yeah, give me like 3 of them. And then dad goes out and he's like, oh yeah, let me go to Hugo Boss and spend like $80 on a t-shirt. And I'm like, why?
There is a particular benefit to working at Walmart, which is I get to see all of the clearance clothes before anyone else.
I mean, that's how it was for me at Walgreens. I get to see all the clearance before everybody else.
Walgreens sells clothes?
Huh. Yeah, all the clearance drugs.
So that's why he's a medic. Oh god, is that why you're never getting heals in Wild Traditions?
Oh my
god! He's just running with like expired medicine. Hey Spike, are you feeling ill? Here, eat this orange berry, and it's like
I don't
dripping
understand
green.
what's wrong. This ibuprofen was it was good value.
You'll look at the expiration day and it expired like 5 years ago. God, I have a headache. I should get ibuprofen. I should drink water is what I should do.
I should go to bed soon.
But have you experienced dehydration, Gabby?
Yes. It's not pleasant.
I'm gonna head out.
Sleep well.
You all as well. See ya.
Yeah. Yeah, back when I was less responsible about taking care of myself, I drank less water. And I would have those moments of like just sitting at my desk and be like, why do I have a headache? Why am I so tired? Why do I feel like this? And then I drink water and it's like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, dehydration headaches are so awful. And they don't go away quickly either.
Drink water.
Because it is a slow process to rehydrate your brain.
No, it isn't. You can just grab a watering can and spray it on someone. Directly to the brain. It'll get absorbed through your hair, like their tree roots.
Defeated Scar, first try. Let's go.
Nice.
Aaron, when are you playing more Armored Core 6?
Whenever I don't feel tired.
We're never seeing you finish that game.
Hey Ren, when are you playing more Mahjong?
Maybe tomorrow.
I am much better about taking care of myself now. I will see that as a positive. I like myself, and I want to take care of myself.
Raijin. Sorry, everybody. Kind of dealing with the thing here.
You're
in
fine.
game.
No.
You're fine. I can continue chatterboxing for the next 3 hours. Unless you're playing Starlight. And then it's half an hour.
Actually, no. Starlight is canceled this week.
Oh, God.
Sad times.
Several people weren't able to make it.
So that means we can do repo?
Actually, we
y'all
could
playing
in a
repo
bit.
has been playing repo has been so wild to watch. I have definitely enjoyed watching the shenanigans.
Why do you start playing repo when I'm about to go to bed?
Don't go to bed.
No, go to bed. Be responsible.
It's the weekend.
Yes, but I have work schedule to keep up.
Which actually, I should probably hop out here in the near future. But y'all have a good rest of your
generous bestowal.
Good night, Barry. Thanks for hanging.
Thank you for the
Reversal
tip,
59
Ren.
tipped $15.
Of course, Master. Why does pants have to be so expensive?
I mean, it depends on the kind of pants you're buying.
I mean, they were $32, but still, that's expensive to me.
Colin, stop getting TF'd.
No.
I mean, 32 is like not cheap. But look at it this way, right? You work a day and you probably already make that back.
No, that's kind of cheap.
I mean, it depends. Like, we value shop, so like to me, 32 is like, yeah, that's like a more normal pant price.
No, actually, $50 is the normal.
32 is what we sell Walmart pants for now.
Yeah.
Bruh. You can.
So.
No, the latest one I got it for 20, and I'm happy with that price.
The George brand, the absolute cheapest that we sell, the George brand, is $20. If you're looking at Wrangler, then you're easily going into 35 to 40. So 32 is right in the range of you're a Walmart shopper.
Let's see.
I actually got it from Kohl's.
So you went to Kohl's to get pants, but you didn't get the Dr. Pepper shirt? Come on, Ren.
Yeah, these are Banana Republic.
But yeah, I think I am actually gonna crash now. It's already 10:34.
Shut up, Aaron.
Did you ask for permission?
Master, can I go to sleep?
Go ahead, sleep well.
Good night, Ren.
Yes.
He said good night, Ren.
Oh. Alright, give me
You know,
one.
Hyro just looks like a really tasty flower that I could eat.
Huh? Wait, flower? Why?
Well, yeah, you're just like a nice, tulip.
Well, thank you everyone for watching my stream and watch me play more Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, which I am actually surprised I haven't died that much, to be honest. I expected me to do much worse, especially in critical mode, but yeah. Have a good morning, night, or any between. Farewell!
Good night.
Rank up. Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Thank you for the raid, Ren.
Of course, Master. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yep.
I love Washington. Not the state, not the city, just the existence of Washington, solely because I'm watching somebody argue that like they don't want Washington DC to become a state because they're already the state of Washington and they're annoyed that it'll be even more confusing. And the other person's like, no, it's fine. How dare you? But the other person start getting like, no, it's okay. Our the resolution originally to make Washington a state would have called it the Douglas Commonwealth in honor of Frederick Douglass. And they're like, yeah, you know what the full name for the thing is? The state of Washington. Douglas Commonwealth. Literally Washington, D.C. Except it would now be the state of Washington and the state of Washington, D.C. And it's just one of those this is so petty, and I live for it. It's so unbelievably petty. I just prove we should rename either the state or the city. I think we should make Project Wingman a reality. And the what? What are you gonna rename me to?
We should rename you.
Yeah, but to what?
Chew toy.
I'll take it.
We all know you'll take it.
I don't know what to play. I want to play something that I don't know what to play. Probably because I want to eat more cake, but I shouldn't eat more cake because I just ate a pizza. I'm stuffed, but I want sweets. Existence as well. Yes, you heard me mention Project Windman. I was just saying that we should rename the state of Washington to Cascadia so we can make Project Windman a reality.
So sorry about that, everybody. But yeah, if anybody wants, like, if we've got a group to do repo, I would be up for doing that. It's just having a group to do it. Because unfortunately, we are at level 10, and yeah.
That's terrifying.
It is. And we also definitely need to have a full group.
Yeah.
Or at least I would say 4.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess you can probably post in like game night, see if like people are interested. That'll probably be the easy way to see if anyone is. Okay, to be fair, right? To be fair, Project Wingman is still just plain sorcery. The AOR limiter is just like, aha. Zoop, no you. Project Wingman is so good. My only problem with the game is that it doesn't have checkpoints in the middle of missions. So like, you fail the mission, you gotta repeat everything, and that's so annoying. I should probably replay, also on that note, Ace Combat 7. I did not like it very much on my first go-through, and I'm sure on my second go-through I'll have a softer, like, bad opinion of it, but I don't know how much I'll like it, so I should probably replay it someday. It was a good playing game, can recommend. Fleshy Bombardment. Oh, Assault Horizon. No, the AOA limiter and Wingman is just the thing that lets you, like, turn really, like, you know, just ignore physics, basically, for that short burst and turn the plane around. But it, like, decreases your speed significantly. But, like, it's Wingman, so, like, your only options are either the limiter or flares. You pick one or the other. And, the AOA
You know, it
limiter
still
is
amuses me that Ido's plushie has a different gravity. Ido just drops like a brick.
He's just built different.
You would think he would be a little bit more floaty with all that fluff, but no.
You should make it so that if the Ido plushie falls, it does the anvil clang sound. Just out of curiosity, Raijin, what inspired you to make a pry? If anything in particular.
A pun.
I respect that more than any other answer you probably could have given.
Yeah.
Something wrong, hun?
No, no, no. Everything's fine.
You can be honest with me.
I mean, you know my opinion on puns.
Sometimes I don't know what to think about.
Comet is a pun. Because I fell for you.
Why must you go and ruin that?
sometimes I don't know what to think about you, Raijin. But if there's anything I know for certain, and this solidifies it further, you are the perfect partner for Zim.
He is pretty awesome. But sometimes...
But sometimes what?
Puns. It is no...
Well, one day
It
I will
is
be
not
in a
at
Star
all.
campaign with you, and you can take it all out on me with punishment.
It is something that is not hidden at all that I dislike puns.
But they're so fun.
No.
Why not?
The problem here is, Zim, there's a lot that you laugh at. You laughed at the goat rye at first. You laugh when I go, ma, ah. So you like me as a goat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think what he's saying is that this new form is goated. Eh?
No.
No, that's a terrible one.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, fine. I'll take back the Comet one. That was just me justifying it as a pun after the fact.
Okay, good.
Though it's hard to say it's not kind of pun-based because of the context of all of the rock roughs. There is an element of wordplay in it.
Okay, good. No, none of that. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Good. Upgrade. Yes. Automaton.
I mean, wordplay is good. I like wordplay. One of the reasons I like rap. I love wordplay.
But yeah, the good thing was, I don't know, it's just like my landlords own goats, and I've been seeing them out the past couple of weeks, and I was just like, I'll draw a goat. So I drew a goat. And then I was like, what if I was a goat? So I drew myself as a goat. And then I was like, caprai. So I made a talkie.
Touché. I'm a little jealous now. Goats are actually really cute. Especially baby goats. They're adorable.
Especially when they scream at you.
Yes. Then they're just hilarious. But at least it's not the, like, fake goat screaming, because I feel like that would drive me insane. So I'm happy goats don't actually scream like that. Because if you didn't know, fun fact, the meme goat screaming from way back when is actually just a sound effect in like Apple Music, not Apple Music, GarageBand, and people just put it on my goat. It has been ages since I last used GarageBand. I kind of miss iMovie, actually. I know it's not good, but that's probably one of the programs I miss the most. I actually kind of like iMovie for quick little edits.
Ooh, upgraded camps. Yes, please.
I look forward to the generation that grows up. I look forward to the generation that grows up thinking some animals make vine booms as their noise.
It was so hard to cut myself off and say people aren't that stupid, and then I went like, never mind. You know what? That's a record I want to see. I want to see the world's loudest vine boom.
Why?
It would be really funny.
Ah.
You have an interesting definition of funny, and this comes from someone that makes a lot of puns.
Look, I know it's that like Zoomer brain humor, but I feel like if scientists set up an experiment to see what's the loudest possible vine boom they could make in like the middle of some random uninhabited area, and they play it and it was just like obnoxiously loud, and it sounded kind of funny, I'd just die. It would just be hilarious. I already laugh at like bass boosted vine boom sometimes. So yeah, I want to hear the world's loudest vine boom. Also, yeah, there is nothing like feeling the sound. That's the one thing that I will... But I love being able to just feel the rumbling, the music. It's good.
The younger generation, everyone. It's funnier if you bass boost it and deep fry it.
And make it really loud. Yeah, look.
Okay. I guess we're not having Twitch integration anymore.
Family.
Oh.
Twitch integration broke?
Yes.
Oh, that's why I had to reload the stream.
Actually, I guess I had a momentary blip in connection myself.
Ah. Oh. That explains it.
Please do not disconnect from me. I am emotionally attached to you, Zim.
Unplugs the Zim.
No! Dies.
And then you plug the Zim back in and he charges up to full and you're just dead. Boom, Star-Crossed lovers. The modern era.
To be fair, I think me being a goat makes sense because Goat Simulator is actually one of my favorite games. I think it's excellent commentary on the state of video games, and we should have listened to it more.
Lol. I still think probably like as a weird side or like a related side note that the video game that kind of made me think a lot about video games that I like enjoyed was is it Outer Wilds or Worlds? I can never remember which is which. Arg. Oh no. Outer Wilds. Like, because after completing the game, I basically just sat there thinking, like, I don't want to play this again, but it was such a good experience. I am very happy I played this game. Turns out I can be very happy by just playing a game and finishing, and I don't need to, like, play it again. I don't think I've ever replayed the game fully. This has been like, yeah, I'm happy. This game made me happy. I don't need a 100-hour content game with like boring repetitive content. I don't need to play the Far Cry game, or one of the newer ones at least. Nor do I need the infinite game. I just enjoyed a good game experience. I don't know, that made me think a lot when I played it. Which I know is like silly, but it's like, to me a lot of times like getting value out of a game implied like getting to play the game a lot, especially back when like I couldn't really buy games online. That was just like a luxury. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get a game, I'm gonna get my money's worth out of the game. But now that I can, it's like, yeah, I just enjoy playing a good game. I don't need it to last 100 hours. I don't want it to last 100 hours because I want to actually be able to beat the game and then play other games. I don't know.
I mean, we're over a decade into games as a service being a philosophy that's really deep in the Western game development studios.
Yeah. And it's part of why I usually tend to avoid them. Partly because I kind of, like, in a way I consider myself lucky in that I just kind of get bored of a game. Like, even, like, I love Helldivers 2, it's fun. But I kind of get bored if I start playing a little, like, more than a couple matches, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of just doing the same thing. It's effectively same mentality as games as a service. Try to get you to play time, or pay for the upgrades, basically. Or for all, like, the things you can buy, and it's like, yeah, I get that it's less predatory. But unironically is the exact same reason I don't like a lot of, like, Battle Royale or Battle Arena games, where it's like, yeah, at some point it's just doing kind of the same thing, and I kind of want something different. And it's why I was never usually too interested in Call of Duty's multiplayer mode, but I love the campaigns. And so, like, I don't know, when a game like Outer Wilds rolls around, I really like it. Or, honestly, even just Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth was such a, like, a fun game to play through. But then, you know, I haven't touched Helldivers 2 in a hot minute, aside from, like, an occasional match or two here or there. And I don't like it. I don't like that games as a service is so dominant.
Have
that
you
it's
tried
like...
a book?
Yes, actually. Actually, I was going to start reading Wings of Fire, because I have a lot of free time at work, but unlike my previous job, I can't just watch a video or a movie or, like, chat on Discord. I have to look like I'm doing something productive. And I've kind of got interested in reading Wings of Fire, because one of my friends was like, yeah, I really like the series, you should read it. And I was like, huh, fair enough. It has dragons. I'm convinced.
Wow, that doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't. Half of the things I do impulsively without thinking.
Wings of Fire is... I think that's a romantasy that just happens to have... If I remember correctly, which one that is.
I don't know. All I know is the book series is like 15 books long, and I just told myself I'll read the first one. And if I end up liking them, then I'll have more material. And if I don't, I at least know what people, like, online keep talking about Wings of Fire and making art of the characters. Although it strikes me a lot as, like, the same vein of, like... what's that,
is
like...
this the one that's more like a young adult series?
I think so. The author is Venezuelan, so that made me want to read it more.
Yeah, it is, it's youth fiction, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is meant for young adults. A lot of my favorite series are absolutely meant for youth or young adults.
Yeah, I'm a young adult.
But if you want something that's a little bit keep telling yourself that, Gab.
Everyone
it's
calls
only
me a baby.
going to become less and less true as time goes on.
Hey, I accept
but,
it.
It's because you act like one.
What does that mean? Are you saying I act immature?
Anyway,
100%.
Wow.
If you want another book series that is dragon related and is dedicated more for older audiences, there's a series called Temeraire. It's spelled like the boat, and it's an alternate historical fiction of the Napoleonic Wars, except we had dragons back then, and I really enjoy it. There's a lot of very interesting political intrigue without being like high fantasy political intrigue, which can be exhausting to some people.
So it's history fantasy.
Hey, screaming death.
And it has dragons.
All right, I'll unironically throw it on the list. Why not? It's really funny because I know someone who has like that name as their display name, and I never realized this was a book series. And now that I see it, I'm like, oh, they have a dragon. Yeah, I looked it up. I was 99% sure when you said the name. I was like, I think I know how this is spelled.
Yeah,
and it was. It's trippy.
No, by all means, read Wings of Fire.
I probably will. I want to read the first one at least. I know I was doing it at some point, and then I just stopped, but I don't remember why or what I read or whatnot, so I think that was just one of those periods of life that you kind of just forget about. You know?
I think books are genuinely kind of
Our modest
underappreciated
fellowship
now.
expands. Praise
Absolutely.
the sub.
Wolf Bandit 66 just subscribed.
Wolf Bandit, thank you very much for that subscription.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
I was talking and realized a little late that I was
zoning out there,
muted.
Zim?
Yeah.
It was muted.
Yeah, like what I was gonna say is the thing that made me half curious to read it is that like I feel like the people who talk about Wings of Fire do so in the same way people who talk about Warrior Cats do, like that series. But I was never really interested in Warrior Cats.
Yeah.
So it's completely separate. I don't know. It's like it's the same like fan base vibe. It's weird. As long as was it written by the same person?
Nope. Warrior Cats is actually a group of people that go under one pen name. So Aaron Hunter, the last I knew, they were a group of 3 people, 2 different writers and an editor, but at this point it's been so long, things might have changed around.
The person who wrote Wings of Fire is a member of that group.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's really trippy. God, it is a small world sometimes.
It's a small world.
They've got the
after
formula
all.
down pat, that's for sure.
Sorry, what was that, Ranger?
Oh, yay!
They do have the formula down pat.
Yeah.
I did not realize I was so close to winning that level.
And partly probably because like you had that like everything went wrong moment.
Yeah, probably.
Get the supply package.
I need 20 seal fragments, and I
Yeah,
have
I was just
11.
gonna say with
Wait, where did
with
that go?
books, I do think they're slightly underappreciated now because people sort of forget that they are a very useful medium, and I think a lot of people, you know, they want to tell a story, they want to be a creative, and so many people will go straight to trying to do it in a video game when a lot of stories in video games just honestly should have been books in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Same for like movies. Sometimes some movies really should have been a book.
Alright. I think this is where I'm going to
And,
go
you know,
ahead
books
and
don't
call it on this game. We'll see if we can gather people together for Repo. Uh-oh. One second. What do we have for upgrades, actually? Oh yeah, indeed. More XP! So, having the option of these would be nice. I only have enough for one thing. So I think this is what I should go with. Alright. Good night, Ido. Well, thank you everybody for joining us so far on the stream today. That was Against the Storm. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or subscribing to us on Streamloots as well as YouTube. But for now, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to grab some merch over at zgfgaming.store, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Ma.